Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel Wisdom Circle. I'm Monica Bay, also known as the Divine Mother, and I am always here to bring you truth. So today on the channel Wisdom Circle, we're going to switch things up a little bit, okay? Because the Cosmic Collective Consciousness um, th- threw me a gotcha this morning, a plot twist, okay? So normally, so what I have, what they want to talk about today is really a new passage of the Book of Rasheeda. And so, what the interesting thing is, normally with the Book of Rasheeda passages, I get that by them coming through me and they take over my body and they literally write passages in the book. Lately, they've been doing things a little differently. I don't know why they're switching it up, but they've been doing things just a little differently. And so today they literally just gave it to me. And then they're like, okay, we're going to talk about it. And I'm like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Because normally before I talk about the passages, I do a lot of like back and forth with them to really understand what's going on and because there's always so many layers of meaning. So again, today is layers and layers of meaning. So I'm just going to allow them to channel that meaning to you guys in this channel wisdom circle today. So the passage that they gave me this morning, and again, usually the when we do divinity sessions, we're going through the passages of the Book of Rasheeda, and when we're doing Channel Wisdom Circle, I'm just channeling live. And usually when we do the passages, we're going in order. So today they just gave me the passage, and they're like, "You're going to talk about it today." So we're going a little out of order, how we normally do. But here's the passage. It's a very simple one sentence, but layered and layered with meaning. They said, you are the bridge between realms. Okay. That is packed with so many different layers. So let's break it down. I'm just letting them speak through me right now. When we're talking about the bridges, that you are a bridge between realms, let's first talk about realms so you understand the various meanings of realms in this particular sentence. Realms, first of all, a realm generally is a frequency encased and enclosed inside of a electromagnetic field. Okay, so when we think of realms in that kind of more loose term, realms can, yes, be a place. When we think of realms, we think of like a place, right? A place in another dimension or something like that. So yes, those are realms. We also have realms inside of us. We also operate on different realms. Remember, a realm is a frequency encased by a an electromagnetic field. So we have a lot of those going on inside of us. We have realms of information that exist that we have access to. So us being the bridge between realms, this is a message that's very important for you to hear about who you are in yourself. And as you know, with Mystic Temple, we're always talking about who you are. And so you really understand your own power. You are a bridge between realms. Understand how important that makes you as a human being, okay? And just as a being, period, as a physical being in this realm. What they're saying is that your vessel and you remember your vessel includes your physical body, your soul, your spiritual body. I'm sorry, not the soul, but the spiritual body. Okay, everything that makes you you in this physical realm, and even the spiritual part of this physical realm, is your vessel. So that's your energy body and your physical body. You are a bridge between realms. So you being a bridge between realms puts you at a very important uh, crossroads, puts you at a very important position in all of the universe, in all uh, of this illusionary reality. Oh, it's buffering badly. Okay, well, it is what it is. Hopefully, it stops buffering. All right. So you being a bridge between realms, let's talk about the different types of realms first. So one of the realms that they're showing to me is the realms inside of you. Okay, and then we'll talk about the other realms. But the realms inside of you, you are the bridge between those realms. So there are many, many different realms going on inside of you in terms of your emotions, in terms of your you have different versions of yourself inside. We have a lot of different interesting spiritual things that go on inside of us, and those are actually realms. I'm going to tell you one thing that I noticed very, very early on when I became a healer. Back after I had to heal myself, I became a healer, and about 20 something years ago. And so when I first started healing people, one of the first things I noticed was that we have portals inside of us. That's one of the first things I noticed. And those portals lead to many, many places. How did your soul get into your body? Through a portal. We have so many portals inside of us that lead to different. I don't want to say locations because space and time doesn't really exist, but different areas or different realms encased by electromagnetic fields. So we have a portal that our soul comes into, and if you're a Mystic University student, you already know this. We have portals within our body, and those portals also allow us to become channels. So know also that our chakras are portals, okay? And they also encase different types of realms within us. So you being the bridge between those realms means a lot. Again, this is layered in meaning, but you being a bridge between those realms is you one having control. Okay, what happens with a bridge? Things pass through a bridge. Things pass. A bridge is a conduit. It doesn't just send or receive, it does both. And so this is an important reminder how powerful you are in this universe to be able to receive and send signals, vibrations, frequencies to and from other realms that can work through you. Just like I am a channel is a bridge. Okay. I am channeling right now. I am a bridge. The cosmic collective consciousness, which are multiple forms of multiple different streams of consciousness, come through me. I become a bridge. When you are a medium, you are a bridge. When you are a psychic, you are a bridge. And what are you connecting to with your psychic ability? You're connecting to a realm of information. Okay, and you are becoming the conduit for that information. Then it comes through you, and then you're able to speak it, you're able to write it down, or whatever it is, or just acknowledge it. Okay, you are a bridge between realms. So when you think of your existence in this way, you can really, really start to see your power among everything that you think is more powerful than you, and among everything that is going on in the world, and you start to realize how we're really made and what we're really made of. Okay, again, we have portals inside of us, we have portals around us, there are portals all over the world. The vortexes in Sedona that a lot of people love to go to are portals. Okay, when I went there, um, I was very surprised. Not I was maybe not surprised, but it was interesting. We'll just put it that way. What I saw, because I can see portals, I can see energy, I can see gateways, I can see those things like literally. And I'm at these powerful vortexes, and I just see that it is just a train station. Okay, there's one vortex. Well, all of them were like that, but there was one vortex that was super super powerful, that was well known. I don't remember the name of it, but when I went there, I saw like everything. I was like, wow, this is a whole train station. There's like people coming in through portals, coming out. Not people, but energies, beings, all kinds of stuff coming to and from different realms. That was a bridge. Okay, if you think about that, imagine that for yourself. Now substitute a vortex for yourself. You are a bridge to realms. Okay, you are a bridge between realms. So also, there was a passage in the Book of Rasheeda that I did in a divinity session. I don't remember which one, where I talked about you having a message inside of you. And I'm sure Alita will find that and put it up. But where the Book of Rasheeda says that you have a message inside of you. Okay, where is that message coming from? It's coming through because you are a bridge. Okay, there are many, many ways that you impact this world through soul contracts, through messages that you give, through words that you say, through examples that you lead with, okay, through actual physical things that you do to help people. There's impact that you have in this world, and it's because you are a bridge. And if you remember yourself as a bridge, if you remember yourself as a conduit for life, a conduit for messages, a conduit for help, a conduit for spiritual energy and truth, okay? Then you can begin to really, really walk your path. You can begin to really show yourself how much uh, how much you are what you are here to do in terms of impact. Okay, and you can really show yourself how powerful you are is what I was trying to get at. You can really show yourself how powerful you are. Okay, so we have the passage here. So it's push beyond the veil to see the truth of yourselves. You must recall who you are, bring everything back into existence, recall your energy signature that has been lost within the cosmic flood. The records are inside of you, a piece of the missing puzzle you didn't realize was there to be solved. Sorry, I have a lot of light glare. I'm trying to read. Open your eyes to see the truth and never be blinded again. That was Divinity Session 36. Oh, that was very early on. Yes, because we're in the 80s now. So yes. So when you're thinking about you being, uh, a bridge between realms, and that passage that I just read, that really brings it all together as well. Knowing that you are the truth. Open your eyes to see the truth and never be blinded again. And this passage, or yeah, this is now a passage because again they gave it to me this morning. Um, and we'll put that passage up again for today's, which is you are a bridge between realms. Okay, you are the bridge between realms. That's important that they use the word the too, not a. Okay, you are the bridge between realms. Okay, so as you move through this world, know that you are not moving alone. And at the end of the day, it's important to understand and remember that everything is really us. Okay, this is also multi dimensions of us. Okay, at the end of the day, everything in the universe is really us. We are the universe experiencing itself. Okay, and we are here as individuals, but we are just a drop in the ocean that will eventually go back to the ocean. Okay, so there is oneness, all of that. So all of these things are still aspects of us. However, we are the bridge. So our existence here as a quote unquote individual being who accepts the illusion of separation temporarily, we are a bridge. So this is telling us that we are a very, very powerful being that has the ability to connect to everything. And this is something that I teach all the time, that you have so much power. There's not a single power that you can think of that you want that you don't already have access to. Whether it's something that is definitely part of your path, whether it's something that you're automatically naturally good at, that's a different story. But do you have the ability to do everything? You absolutely do. You absolutely do. Everyone has latent abilities to channel, to be psychic, to be a master manifester, to all the things, whatever things you can think of, interdimensional travel, all of those things. And what we're talking about here also, interdimensional travel, you are a bridge between realms. So you all have that ability. Whether you're accessing that ability right now or not is the only difference. The only difference between someone who has power and someone who doesn't have power is the recognition of that power and then working towards wielding it. Okay, working towards using it, working towards learning it, and exercising the muscle, the spiritual muscle. And so, you being a bridge between realms, if you keep that in mind, then you can understand your power. You can understand what it is that you can do in this world. And know that this is why I always say everything that you need, you already have. So, literally, whatever you need, you have. And all of that information is available to you because what else is a realm? So when they say realms, they're also talking about dimensions. They're also talking about realms of existence. They're also talking about multidimensional aspects of self, okay, and of the universe. So there's many, many layers to this message today. But hold on, this is not refreshing. There we go. Okay. Um, so the realms that you have within you, the realms that you have access to, also contain information. So when I talk about you having all the information that you need, you having all the information inside, you having all truth inside of you, what else is a realm? What everyone calls the Akashic records. I put that in quotes. That's a long story, but I'm not gonna get into that. But the Akashic records are basically just information that exists in the quantum field that exists in the 0 point field of potential, as well as uh, things that have actually happened within this particular timeline and multiple timelines. So it is seen as a library. It's not an actual library, but it is seen as a library of information. And but when you're connecting to the Akashic field, if that's what you want to call it, or you're just connecting to the universe to access that information, every psychic is really connected to the same exact things. Some people want to call it Akashic field. Some people want to call it something else. At the end of the day, it's all coming from the same. It's all coming from the same field of information and of possibility. And so, when you are connecting to that, what is that? That is actually a realm of information that you're connecting to. So, one thing that they're showing me is um, a tree of knowledge. That's they're visually showing me a tree of knowledge right now. A tree of knowledge with you sitting under it, and the roots underneath that tree have power, have ancient wisdom. Okay, you are drawing from not only the roots, but you're also drawing from up on top of the tree as well, the leaves, the things that have bloomed and manifested in this actual physical plane. So you have ancient roots, and that also leads to um, uh, concepts of working with your ancestors and bringing in ancestral information. You are also a bridge to those realms as well. And so all of that information can come into you and work with you and through you. And that's what's oftentimes already happening with you anyway, especially if you are a spiritual person and you are working with these things. You're already doing those things, but this is a reminder and more of a more of a I guess just information to understand, more of an understanding that that's actually what's happening, that you actually have these different powers within you and these different abilities to connect through all the portals that already exist inside of you that are made for this thing. Okay, they're made for you being a conduit. We are a conduit, and that's why we call ourselves vessels. What's the point of a vessel? Something's supposed to go in it, right? And move through it. So our vessels are here to be conduits for us to move through this reality and interact with all the different things that exist in order for us to have this human experience and be spiritual beings having this human experience. There's a lot of complicated and just complex things that go on inside of these vessels in order to make all of these things happen. And when you understand that, and you really start to tap into your higher self, you really start tapping into that bridge within you, then you can begin to control the bridge. You can begin to say what comes in, what comes out. You can begin to call forth the things that you need. You can begin to push out the things that you don't need. Okay? Again, a bridge always goes two ways. So it's receiving and it's sending. What do you need to send away? What do you need to receive? And in the aspect of understanding what all of the layers of what it means to say you are a bridge between realms. So whether that is spiritual, whether that is physical, whether that is emotional, whether that is mental, all of those things you have control over. And this is something that I've been teaching for a very long time. You have control over everything in your existence. But if you don't understand that you have control, then you don't have control, because perception is reality. So if you don't understand that you have control and you think, well, if I had control, then why this, then why that, then why that? Because you don't understand and you're not accepting that reality. So what do? You accept the reality that you don't have control, that you have a little bit of control, but not a lot of control. That this that this is happening, but then you can do this, but you can't do that. There is no I can't. Okay? It's just a matter of how long is it going to take and how much effort do you have to put into it in order to get it. But everything is possible. And so you being a bridge between realms can remind you of that. If you just remember that one simple sentence, I am a bridge between realms. I want you to think of that anytime you have a problem. I want you to think about that anytime you need something in your life. Just remember that phrase, I am a bridge between realms. And what does that mean to you? What does that mean in terms of what you need to do now? you understand that you have so many portals going on inside of you that go to different realms, okay? Whether those realms stay inside of you, we are very multidimensional beings, okay? Very, very multidimensional beings. And really, there are so many things. I'm just receiving a lot of energy right now from them. There's just so many things that you have inside of you and that you are meant to be using and you are meant to be putting out into the world that you are ignoring and you are not allowing to fully blossom. So they wanted to specifically remind you guys of this or tell you guys of this maybe for the first time about the various realms that you have that you are a bridge to so that you can then begin to move through life with that understanding, with that sense of power and that sense of possibility. Okay. Knowing that when you think of, what do you call those things? Like uh, what are the people that do the crossing guards? Okay, the crossing guards for the kids, you know. If you think of you being a crossing guard on that bridge, right? You say who comes, who goes. That is also a metaphor for your life. But it's not even a metaphor, it's reality. That is for your life. You are the crossing guard. You are the guard at the gate saying what can come in and what can't come in. And when you start to control and take hold of your own bridge, then you will start to actually see your power and you will start to live a happier, more fulfilled, and healthy life. Because so many people, and you don't, and this is also, they're giving me a lot of information right now, so I'm trying to separate it. This is also important to talk about when it comes to protection because a lot of times when people think of spiritual protection, there's a lot of fear around that. There's a lot of, oh no, something's going to get me, something. You can't do protection like that. Okay, let's just stop. Don't do your protection with that kind of energy like, oh my god, everything's going to get me. That's paranoia, that's not protection. Okay? You need to do protection in a way where you know you're in power. Okay? Nothing can come in or come out without your permission. So don't allow it. By believing something even can get you, okay? By even believing that, you are weakening your protection. You are allowing that bridge to just be there and just let anything come in and out, okay? Because you believe in even the possibility of that. And the reality is as long as you don't let anything in, as long as you don't allow things, then it doesn't happen. But that allowance is not always conscious. And oftentimes it's not conscious because who's walking around saying, yes, everybody get me? Like no one's walking around saying that. We're consciously wanting to be protected. We're consciously, but our subconscious and our energy field says something different. And that's when the protection lowers. That's when gateways are open and that's when things can come in because by way of not understanding our power, we're not holding our power, therefore we're not grasping our authority over that permission. The authority is really important. You have authority over everything within your system, everything that's going in and out of your system, and everything that's even being built within your system. Because how do we get to these, I'll just use emotions for example, how do we get these negative emotions, right? We think that, oh, we're reacting to something. No, all of those things are generated from inside of us, okay? And all of those things are generated and it comes through a portal. So those of you who don't understand that and don't know that, then go to Mystic University. That's all I can say about that because there's not enough time to explain that right now. But there are things that generate inside of you. So a lot of times when we're also protecting ourselves from things, we're always looking outside and not inside. How about protecting yourself from yourself? But it's not really yourself, it's the different dimensions and the different realms within yourself that you're protecting yourself from because we're a whole entire ecosystem of realms inside. Ooh, that was good. All right, message. Well, let me do that harder. Message. All right. So we are a whole ecosystem of realms inside. And if we don't understand that, we don't understand how we work. Again, know thyself. If we don't understand how that goes, then it's very hard for us to really stand in our power against those things because we're always looking out here and never in here. And this is why I'm always teaching you guys to go in here. That's super, super important. When you look inside, when you are focused within, then you're able to recognize everything that is going on and be able to take that control. If you are, and I'll go back to the crossing guard, or we'll, because crossing guards are, we'll use a different analogy. We'll use a just a guard, okay, a real guard. No, no offense to any crossing guards out there. Anyway, we'll use we'll use a guard who is guarding a gate. Okay, if the guard who's guarding the gate is sleeping, what's happening? Where's the protection? He's just sleeping. Anything can pass in and out. That's what a lot of people are doing with their energy system when they do not understand their power. You're sleeping. And by way of sleeping, the protection is lowered because it's not that you're saying, yes, come get me. You're just saying, whatever. I'm focused somewhere else. I'm over here. I'm not focused there. So therefore, it's whatever is whatever. And that's what ends up happening. So understanding that you're the bridge between realms and you're that guard at that bridge, okay? You are able to control those things. You're able to allow or not allow. And don't fall asleep, okay? Don't fall asleep on the job. So so there's a lot of layers to a lot more layers to this, but the main thing is to remember that this is on a real life basis where we're talking about the realms within you, and then also we're also talking about the that you are a bridge between realms outside of you, right? Again, remember there's really nothing outside of you, but we're just talking in those terms. So outside of you meaning other realms of existence that are not currently in your timeline. Also, another thing they wanted me to say is that they're in when they say realms can also be timelines, because a timeline, and this is a little or a lot to do with quantum uh, consciousness, but when you're looking at timelines, okay, know that each timeline, there's endless potential timelines that you could be experiencing right now, and we can call them realms of existence as well. So those timelines are realms. They are realms of existence. And so the one that you are currently experiencing is your current realm, but then you also are a bridge to other realms. So you have the ability, and I've taught this many times in Mystic University through many classes on being able to merge timelines, being able to take energies and frequencies, because what is a realm? It's a frequency, okay, from a timeline, another realm of existence, and bringing it into this one. And so being able to do those things is also an important message that they want to give today about you being that bridge. So remember that everything that exists within, and this, it's hard to explain all of this within a short within a short live stream today, but when you understand all of those things and you start to bring them together, then you really start to see your true power and your the multifacetedness of your power, the multidimensional aspects of your power, and all of those realms, and you being able to wield all of that. There's nothing outside of your control. There's nothing outside of your influence and outside of your ability to bring things together. Okay? So no matter what that is. So I want you to think of that, as I said earlier, when you are going through a problem, when you are thinking about making a decision, when you are wanting something, you're wanting to change something, whatever it is, I want you to remember that phrase. You are the bridge between realms. And just that phrase by itself is loaded with meaning and hopefully will bring you into the right state of being to remember your power. All right, that's all I have to say for today, everyone. Hopefully, you got all those messages. there's there's a lot more. Now I have to go write that in the Book of Rasheeda, because normally, like I said, for those of you who missed earlier when I was talking, normally when the Cosmic Collective Consciousness writes a passage for the Book of Rasheeda through me, they guide me to sit down. They literally take over my body, and they either write or they start typing, and then I don't know what's happening until I come back, and then I'm like, oh, okay, that's the passage. But today they did a little different, and lately they've been doing them a little differently. So today they just gave me the passage, and then they're like, give it. So I'm like, okay. So now I have to go write it. But anyway, There you go. So everyone have a wonderful day. I will see you guys tomorrow on the channel Wisdom Circle. I want you to embody everything, all the messages that were given today, and really, hold that true to your heart. Write that down somewhere in your notebook, write it down on a post-it. Remember that you are the bridge between realms. All right, everyone. And I will end with Zora Kumti, and I will see you next time. Bye. Wait for the music.
I'm in control, got the power within me. Shutting out the noise, setting myself free. A rising above, I won't let negativity. With every step I'm moving the skin I'm in the face of doubt, I hold my head up high. I walk my path, never wonder why. I command my destiny, reaching for the sky. No matter what they say, the world is mine. I control my energy, I block out all that negativity. I command my destiny, embracing my